Hello.
How are you, everyone on YouTube? We'll be with you now in just a second, just getting all set up here and ready to go. Just waiting on Facebook and Instagram to join us. We've a fun-packed half an hour ahead of us. Fun-packed half an hour, yeah, ahead of us. Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, big hello, everybody, and a huge good afternoon and happy Monday. So this is our 1 o'clock live. Now this is a real unusual time for us to go live because it's normally 11 o'clock in the morning or we do the late evenings. So we've never actually done a 1 o'clock live. So I'm not sure whether we'll get anybody to join us. I'm not sure how busy it's going to be, but we've lots of prizes, so make sure that you do stay tuned. So first of all, let's do the check-in. So anybody that's watching, comment below, let us know who's watching and where you're watching from. And you know ourselves here on Facebook, sure we love to have the weather forecast. So here in Dublin, the rain eventually stopped. It lashed here all day yesterday. It never let up at all. And it was forecast to rain till 12 o'clock today. But I have to say, it did stop early this morning. It's a lovely dry day out. It's not too cold. And do you know what? We couldn't give out about it. So how's everyone? What's the plans? How are you all feeling about, are we going into level 5? Are we going to go for a lockdown? Or should listen, let's not talk about anything negative. So as you know, what we're doing for the month of October is we're turning October pink. We even turned our pumpkins pink. I'll explain that now in a second. And myself and Deirdre, what we did was we're collaborating with a small charity called Look Good, Feel Better. So this is a charity that supports women going through cancer. And basically what they do is they offer free makeup classes, support, showing them where they lost their eyebrows, their eyelashes, maybe hair, how to work with wigs, and skincare, and they have all professionals who normally do free classes with them and give them goodie bags. But obviously during the pandemic and quarantine and so on, we need to make people aware that these classes are all available online as a private Zoom class directly into your home, so you could be sitting in the bed and you would have your own private makeup artist one-to-one explaining how to get the best of your features. So this is one thing, is like making people aware. So if you do know anybody going through cancer, and like really at this stage, everybody has been touched, everybody knows somebody. So if you do know somebody going through cancer, make them aware of the group called Look Good, Feel Better. And what we're also doing is we're also doing a little bit of a fundraiser. So last Friday morning at 11 o'clock, we always do a live at 11 o'clock on a Friday. And we started off with our first fundraiser. And between Friday morning and Saturday night, we raised over €1,000. So we were absolutely thrilled with that. So then on Saturday night, we did our second live, and that was really busy because we had a double whammy. We had lots kind of going on. And so far, we have raised another €1,200 on the Saturday one. So in total, I have my figures here, we've actually raised €2,203. Now this is where maybe you're going to help today by helping to bring this figure up another little bit. We're not looking for huge donations, but in saying that, we won't say no to any huge donations. So this is going to be a free step-by-step class. I'm going to give you lots of information. If you have any questions and you want to interact, post them in the comments, and then Deirdre can call out the questions, and I'll try, hopefully I'll be able to answer you as best I can. And what I want you to think is, at the end of this class, what did you feel it was worth? Was it worth even a cup of coffee? As in a €3 cup of coffee or a €5 cup of coffee if you maybe picked up a biscuit or a muffin with it. And that's all that we're looking for you to donate. So we're going to put the link in the banner, would you call it?
Comments, yeah.
The link will be in the comments above and also below. Now I know you probably won't click on it now because obviously you want to watch the tutorial, but like maybe later on is that you could click on it and you would make, as I said, the smallest donation is going to make such a difference. Like even yesterday morning when we woke up, and from the Saturday night we'd raised another €700. And throughout the day, like our phones were bing, pinging all day, and it was great, and we're seeing all the donations coming in, €10, €20, €5, €50, €100, there was all different amounts. There was €2, it doesn't make any difference. The smallest amount is going to make such a difference already. So what we have here is pumpkins, okay? And these are fairly big pumpkins, and we actually sourced these pumpkins from Rathvilly Garden Centre. They're down in Carlow, and the fella's name is Dermot. So you can go and Google them. He has a pumpkin farm. I'm not sure what the setup is at the moment, but going on last year, you could go and you could pick your own pumpkins. Now, obviously with social distancing, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. But the thing is, with the lockdown looming, we want to get them pumpkins in early. So again, Little and Aldi, they're selling pumpkins.
They're small now.
They're small at the moment. You know, that way they're probably kind of more.
Well, they're not going to grow once they're picked.
No, once they're picked, they're not going to grow. That's the size that you get. But Dermot has absolutely huge ones. So again, if you were to look back on any of the other tutorials that I did, Friday and Saturday, you'll see it was all big pumpkins that I've used. So I got my dad, Mr. K, which a lot of you met him there on Saturday night, and he scooped them out for me. And we used one of these bowls. These bowls are called bulb bowls, okay? We have them for sale on our online sundry site on the website. And I got him to measure it, that the bowl didn't go right down into it. You see, it's sticking up a little bit, okay? So when you're getting whoever to make the hole, make sure you don't measure from the top, like, because measure from the bottom, and that your bowl will kind of go down into it. Now again, if you have a different container, I'm saying like a Pyrex dish out of the kitchen presses, of course you could use that as well. As I said, I didn't get him to scoop all of the pulp out the inside, because I find that they stay fresh longer if you leave a little bit of the pulp inside. So to keep it fresh, what I did was I got domestic bleach, I watered it down, and this is just a container, okay? I watered down the bleach and water, placed it into this container. It's just this container, you could screw off the lid, you could fill it up with whatever you wanted. And then what I do is I sprayed the inside. Now I've already done this, okay? So liberally, don't go sparingly on this. Spray the bleach and water, and what it'll do, it'll preserve the inside, and it'll also stop any mildew growing.
We've lots of people tuned in
Brilliant.
on Facebook. Yeah, I'm actually surprised from 1 o'clock.
So big welcome, especially if we have anybody new. I know a lot of you have seen us here before. So obviously my name is Jeanette, and the voice in the distance there is Deirdre. Now she did come on camera on Saturday evening, which is a rare occurrence for Deirdre to come in front of the camera. But as I said, we're doing this in conjunction with Look Good, Feel Better, and the whole idea is to raise funds. But as you know, we don't ask for anything without giving something. So as well as doing this demonstration, we have a couple of amazing prizes to give away. And we also need to announce the winner.
Oh, yeah.
So the other night, okay, we had, the prize was €100. We have a couple of prizes. We have a prize for the people who donate. So normally what we do is we can go onto the donation page and we use like a random selector to pick a number. So the other day, Catherine Fagan, she won her first prize. Now we did it, the random selector there this morning, but you know what, we forgot to record it. Now I presume you trust us and you know that we're not going to pull a fast one, okay? But the prize that we had on Saturday evening was a €100 voucher for the Donegal shop, which is an amazing shop, and you can use the voucher online. And the winner was, so we did the random selectors, you have to believe us because it just didn't work when we were videoing it on the camera. And the number was 125, and Bernadette Kalo. So you were the winner, so hopefully, I'm not sure if she's watching. If you are, give us a bit of a wave there, Bernadette. And if not, if you're watching this at a later stage, because she is a person who does follow our live classes, all you have to do is message us, and then we'll then forward you, I'll give you the information, and you can contact the Donegal shop then to arrange the voucher.
Just a question, can you get the bulb bowls in the different sizes?
They do, they come in different sizes. So we use a larger size than this, which might be too big for the pumpkins, to be honest, okay? But we use them like for large pedestal arrangements for churches, etc. But so this is one of the smaller ones, I think is 150... 180 mils, okay? So that'd be 18 centimetres diameter. So that's the size of that bowl if you're going into your local flower shop, if you're looking for them. Now, the prizes today. So the big prize that we have, and how we work it out is we will go into the donation page. At the moment, we've had 133 donations, okay? Which is brilliant. Imagine 133 people donating, and we've raised 2,203 euros. So any of the numbers from 133 onwards, okay? And when we'll announce this maybe tomorrow, will we?
Maybe on Wednesday, yeah.
So we'll give it kind of 2 days, right? So we'll announce the winner on Wednesday. So rather than we're going to give one big prize, okay? So it's two fantastic companies. We're members of a group called Women's Inspired Network. They're just fantastic. And one particular girl, she's called Barbara Edwards. She's based up in Donegal, but it doesn't matter where you are because like this is going to be an online prize that you'll be able to use. She has a company called the @ Be Coached, so capital B, capital E, and Coached. We'll probably link her in the comments below. And we didn't decide how we're going to...
No, we will.
choose winners later
We'll
on.
pick the
Okay,
prizes.
so we will be getting you to link her name later on. So maybe you could just try it out there. Do @BeCoach just to see what you come up. So she's offering 4 wellness coaching vouchers. Now we're going to give it to the one person. So rather than dividing it up between 4 people, I just think, because Barbara is amazing. I've been at conferences where she has given like a
talk,
and she's amazing to listen to. She's an amazing person, and I really feel that if one person out there gets the 4 vouchers, you know, the way, and would you use them all, you know, I mean, I'm sure you can use it over a certain time limit, you will really benefit, right? But also what we kind of felt was that you need something else, so we're looking after you out there, okay? So there's another amazing lady, and her name is Louise Tyrrell, and again, we know her really well. She's based in Dublin, I think Ranelagh, but I'm not too sure, but again, this voucher is online, okay? And she's offering €100 voucher for midlife empowerment. Now, I feel I could probably do that with myself, okay? So her company is called, so the @ Zen Life Yoga Wellness. So she does yoga classes, and you can do them online, and oh my God, like, you know what I mean, she's just like her leg is up here, and her other leg is around her ear and her neck and all. She's just amazing, okay? So we're going to combine them prizes together, and one person that donates is going to win that prize. And how we're going to work it out is from the number 133 donation onwards up till Wednesday. So whatever number of people donate, we do the random selector between your numbers, and that's how it's nothing to do with how much you donate. So like you can go on, donate the smallest amount, and you're going to be included in the raffle, if you want to call it, for that prize. So with Barbara Edwards in Donegal, her company is called Be Coached, okay? You're going to win 4 wellness coaching vouchers. Anybody that's running their own business, oh my God, this is the prize for you, okay? And then combined with that, you're going to win €100 midlife empowerment voucher with Louise Tyrrell, and again, it's Zen Life, so the @ and the Zen Life. Now, a lot of people, when they make the donation, you're given an option. Do you want to make a comment? Is it?
That's right,
put
yes.
a comment in. The only way we can contact the winner is if they actually put their email address in, because some people are doing it anonymous, so I don't know who the person was who actually donated. So if you're interested in winning this prize, and any women out there, and men as well, but you know what I mean, I really think women are really, this would be a brilliant prize for a woman.
Yeah.
Make sure that in the message when you do the donation, maybe just put your email address, or even say that you're interested, so that I make sure, that somebody who would really be interested in winning this prize would definitely win the prize, even though the random selector is going to pick it. So to start off, right? So again, if you do have any questions, post the questions in the comments below. This is a class, in other words, it's an online class, so I will be able to answer. So first of all, I'm using a block of foam. So I have already soaked this block of foam, and it takes approximately 100 seconds to soak a block of foam. So what you do is you fill up your sink, your container, or your basin with water, you drop the foam down. Whatever you do, don't push it down, let it go down on its own into the basin of water, and then you'll know it's completely absorbed, and it'll be quite heavy. Now normally on a block of foam, it's marked out. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but it's marked out into thirds. So I'm going to cut it here with my knife at 2/3. So I now have 2/3 of a block, and I have the 1/3 of a block. The 1/3 of a block, I'm going to cut that in half again. One piece you don't really need. So the smaller piece I'm going to place down into the bottom of my bulb bowl. We call that a wedgie, and the only reason I'm using that is to get a little bit of height out of it. So then with the other block of foam, the 2/3 of a block, that will actually sit on top. So I'm going to press that down into it. You see where I've got the extra bit of height by placing the wedgie underneath? And there's lots and lots of space there for holding water. So what you should really, I'm not going to do this, what you should do at home now is hold this under the sink and half fill that plastic bowl with water, and that will keep your flowers fresh for ages and ages. Now normally from habit, what I always do when I'm working with foam is I always trim off the corners, and I'm just sticking them down into the bowl there. Some of them are going on the table, and I always trim around and take like the severe corners off. It's not necessary to do that, especially for this particular arrangement, but I just kind of feel by habit I always do it. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get some anchor tape and I'm going to strap it in, and you might give us a few call outs there, Deirdre.
Yeah, well, we'd love to see a few more shares if anybody wants to share, especially if you're on your lunch break and you know somebody else is on their lunch break and wants to tune in and see what's going on. On Instagram, we have Olga is on. She's looking for my dad again.
He's at home today, Olga. We left him at home, but he'll be coming in later on, as you can see, to clean up the floor. So he'll be here later on. He will.
All saying amazing, like the amount of money that has been raised.
It's just amazing. I have to say, we're shocked because originally we were saying, like, well, we set a target and we were saying, God, well, maybe €1,000, and then we hit the €1,000 on the first class, and then we hit over the €1,000 on the second class. Now, I'm not expecting to hit €1,000 on this class because I do understand it's going to, in the daytime, it's going to be a smaller group.
And a lot of people that are watching have already donated as well.
Absolutely. You know what I mean?
So share it with your friends and get them to donate.
Get them to donate. That's really what you
they
want.
They can give you the prize.
So what I have here is some eucalyptus foliage. Now I have it all cut up. I probably have it cut into maybe 15-18 centimetre lengths, just to kind of give you an idea. But any foliage will do. So go out into your garden, and again, if say you're out into your garden and you have something growing and you're not too sure, feel free to post a photograph of it, even later on, because I'll check into these comments later on. Post a photograph in the comments later on of what you have growing in your garden, and I'll be able to tell you, yeah, that will work or it won't work, even if you don't know the name of it. So this is our small leaf eucalyptus, and I'm just going to keep this as a small little arrangement, and we're going to call it like a posy arrangement in a pumpkin posy. And by the way, I have sprayed it with the perfect pink, so we're all the pinks here today. And this is a aerosol spray that I bought in the Flower Wholesalers. But as I've mentioned on lots of the other tutorials so far, Lidl and Aldi both sell aerosol sprays, and their spray works on the pumpkin as well, and they're normally only around $2.99, so they're actually very, very cheap, a lot cheaper than this brand here. But also, if you go into shops that sell, you know the way you can buy a tin of spray for touching up your car, that will also do. So maybe like you want
if you had a car that colour.
I love a car that colour, you know me. I'd love a car that colour. Absolutely. I don't think my husband would like me driving a pink, or he'd have to drive it for me, or he'd have to drive when I'm not driving it. I don't think he'd be impressed at all. So what I'm going to do with some of the eucalyptus is I'm going to go around the bottom of the foam. But can you see the way I'm kind of going upwards into the foam, that the greenery is trailing down over the end of the bulb bowl and also down onto the pumpkin, I was going to say. Now when you're doing this yourself, it'll be a lot easier if you actually work on the side that's facing you. So say if I was over here, you know the way, and you're actually kind of going up into the foam, and then with the next one up into the foam. It's a lot easier to do it when it's actually close to you. But just for the demonstration, I'm doing a couple of them over that side so you can see kind of how it's going. When you're holding the foliage, a couple of little tips and a couple of little tricks here for you. Do you see the way when I'm holding it, my hand is on top? A lot of people, when they're holding foliage, they hold it underneath here. So then when you go to stick it in, I'll just turn this around here. Do you see when you go to stick it in, you'd want to be Louise Tyrrell, yoga master with one leg over her ear. There's no way I can get my hand, you see, to position to get that to hang down. So it's all because you're holding your foliage wrong. Hold your foliage on top. And again, you see the way you have full control then to go upwards into the oasis. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm going all the way around the end of the bulb bowl, and camouflaging, as I said, the floral foam, the edge of the plastic container, and you work your way around. And if you were doing a class, well, you are doing a class with me here, but if you were doing like one of our classes here at the school, we often describe this as circle around the outside. But there's no way each of these pieces of foliage were measured. They're all like random lengths. Some are a little bit longer, some are a little bit shorter. But that would be the idea of the arrangement, is that you have a circle of foliage going around, always going upwards into the oasis, hide our bulb bowl, hide our foam, and that's covering the joining onto the pumpkin.
Louise wanted to know, when are we going to do wreaths?
Okay, so the door wreaths, we've loads and loads of door wreaths planned. So we're going to do them later on in the week. Isn't that the plan,
Yep.
Deirdre? So probably not tomorrow. Do you think Wednesday?
Yeah, maybe on Wednesday.
So
yeah.
we have to make a decision, okay?
Okay,
so,
well then definitely Wednesday.
Okay, so definitely Wednesday, right? We're going to do door wreaths with you on Wednesday. What time?
Well, let's do the 11 o'clock. It's probably easy,
We
isn't
do
it?
the 11, but the things with the bloom rose in the morning.
Okay, but did you know what? 1 o'clock is actually
Let's
a
try
busy
the
time.
1
Let's
o'clock.
go with
Listen,
1.
is 1 o'clock good for you? So you're finding this is a good time to join in. Start, click and share. Let's see the sort of interaction that we're getting. Is it worth our while coming on at 1 o'clock on Wednesday? And what I'll do is an autumnal door wreath with you. Something something that you can copy at home. And I did talk about using the coat hanger, so I'm definitely going to do the coat hanger on Wednesday, okay? Because I've been talking about it for a week, and you're probably saying she keeps bullshitting there, telling us she'll cover it, and she hasn't. So I'm definitely going to do the door eats using the coat hanger on Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Now what I did there was I just placed 3 smaller pieces of foliage, kind of slightly angled. Can you see around number 1? And what I'm now doing is I'm putting 3 more pieces of foliage, kind of in between it, down a little bit lower. And that's a pattern that we learn in flower arranging. A lot of people don't realise, you know, when you look at a florist in a flower shop and she's making flower arrangements and she's sticking all these pieces in, you know, the way herself randomly, and you just think, oh my God, isn't she brilliant? Look the way she's sticking all them in and she's just getting the shape. She isn't her ass. There's a pattern, there's a system. It's like, you know what I mean, I don't know how to play the piano. And when I see somebody there and here they are on a piano, whether that's the way they do on a piano, and I think, oh my God, aren't they amazing and aren't they gifted? And they are. But they didn't just wake up one morning learning how to do that. At some stage they had to go do, a dear, a be. Do you get the idea? You learn it all in stages. So there's patterns and systems for everything. And every shape and flower arranging has a system and has a pattern, and the florists have to learn. Back to you, Deirdre.
Okay, so we have Kathy, and she's tuning in from Big Rapids over in Missouri.
Big welcome, Kathy. Lovely for you to join us. And make sure that you share us over there in
Missouri
there, and let people know about us. We do get a lot of Americans follow us. That is America, isn't it?
Yeah. Jeanette. Do you know what? Between the singing and I do, it is a good job. You're a good florist.
It's a good job I am a good florist because I'm good at nothing else. I am good at talking, that's all. So you can see there, like there, the way I've just kind of greened that all. And we have what we call our perfect pink, that's our spray. Perfect pink posy in a pumpkin. So it's all the peas today.
Pick of the penguin.
Pick of the penguin. And you know we're mad into penguin bars here at the school. Now I think we need to have a giveaway, right?
Yes.
So the Skin Nerd, and I gave away some of these the other night. The Skin Nerd sent us these cleanse off mitts. These are brilliant and they're pink for the month of October because they're normally blue. And these are great for taking your makeup off. So male or female, even if it's a male, you can use it yourself or you can give it to the other half, whatever. These are brilliant.
They're a fantastic stocking filler for Christmas if you're looking for something. Yeah.
Absolutely. And they're actually very reasonably priced. So even to pick up a few of them and to have them there to give as presents to anybody that uses makeup, they'd really, really appreciate it. So, think of a question there, Deirdre, and we're going to give this away to the first answer.
I think just let them tag the Skin Nerd.
Okay, so we won't give it to the first answer.
No, not the first answer. So on Facebook, we want you to tag at the Skin Nerd Jennifer Rock.
Okay, so and at sign Skin Nerd.
The Skin Nerd Jennifer Rock.
The Skin Nerd Jennifer Rock.
And on Instagram, it's just at Skin Nerd. At the Skin Nerd.
So if you're watching on Instagram or if you're watching on Facebook, tag the Skin Nerd and then Deirdre will go through it. Again, we're very fair about our winners, okay? There doesn't be any favouritism. And we'll pick out a winner and then we can post off the skin mitt to you today. Now what I'm using now is a couple of stems of Lysianthus. In total I've 10 stems, but one of them I haven't cut up, okay? So I have 9 stems of Lysianthus cut up. And I have them kind of cut up into pieces, again, around the 20 centimetres in length. And what you can see what I'm doing is I'm working around the outside bottom of the pumpkin. I'm using that same trick again of the hand on top. Do you see the way I'm going upwards into the foam? And I'm using kind of like a mixture of buds and open flowers. And that's a mistake, you know what I mean? Like when people are doing flower arranging, they're looking at the flowers and saying, will I use that one or will I use that one? You're going to use them all at some stage. So yes, within reason, pick a flower, but don't be too fussy about which one you're going to pick. So I'm going to pick a single one and I'm going to place that in the centre, and that's going to be my number 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place 3 around it, slightly lower on an angle. Remember when I was placing in the foliage, I used a similar system. This one has 2 flowers on it, but I'm leaving the 2 of it on it. And I want this to be really loose, really natural. And again, for some people that are watching here and maybe haven't done flower arranging before, I don't want this class to be too formal, too strict and too rigid. I kind of want to be a little bit casual.
They're all saying they're loving the beauty products. We have a fab giveaway for Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait till you see me, because I'm hoping I'm going to be able to experiment on some of the products that's on the way there. I'm hoping they send me one as well. So what I've just done there is I've added in 3 more of the Lysianthus in between, down a little bit lower. And now what I'm going to do with a couple of extra little heads again is I'm positioning them here and there. And normally to my students I call this the cop-on spots, you know, the way where your eye is kind of drawn to, or we often say fill in, fill in, fill in. That can be a question later on.
Somebody wants to know, where would you buy the cleanse off mitts? You can buy them online, but most chemist shops have them.
Yeah, and Mars Chemist online, I know you can definitely buy them there, Boots. But if you go on to the Skin Nerd site, because you get the stuff cheaper, and I buy a lot of products from the Skin Nerd site, and she sells all the image products, if anybody uses image products. But normally what happens is when you log in, immediately a little pop-up thing comes, use such a code and you get a 10% discount. So I always buy any of them products direct from the site. I find it's much, much cheaper. And anyway, nowadays we're all going to be locked up, so we might as well get them posted out to us, you know, that way.
That's it.
Buy everything online, it's brilliant. I probably shouldn't be saying that, buy everything online.
Well, but buy from a small local Irish business, and Jennifer is a small local Irish business.
And believe it or not, she would have started off as a student of Deirdre's back in the day in the beauty business, and that's how Deirdre would have actually got to know Jennifer. And she's a fabulous girl. And again, I know she does consultations online. I sound like I'm selling her here, but you know what I mean? If anybody has got bad skin, she's just amazing. Get in touch with her, and she can do a consultation online with you.
Somebody just said they're only joining in. What do we use the bleach for?
We use the bleach for more or less preserving the inside of the pumpkin to stop it going mildewed. So that's what we use that for. And what I'm using in total is 10 stems of the Lysianthus. I cut up 9 in advance just to save time, and I'm now just cutting up the remainder heads here. So again, you can always watch this from the very beginning. As soon as we're finished, we'll put it up live, and you will be able to watch it from the very beginning and join in. And for that new person that has joined in, what we're actually doing is we're raising awareness for Look Good, Feel Better. Okay, it's a small charity here that supports women going through cancer, and where they can get free one-to-one Zoom classes in their own home by professional makeup artists advising them whether it's drawn on their eyebrows, their hairs, and whatever else has to be sorted out. Again, if you know anybody, tell them to get in contact with them. They're an amazing charity. Now what I'm also going to use is some jip. So that's kind of like what 2 stems of jip looks like, okay? And again, when you're buying jip, you get whoppers and you get miserable ones, okay? Now jip is lovely, and I just kind of thought the pinks, and this would look really, really well. So I've cut the jip up into small little sprigs, and what I'm now going to do is I'm going to add some jip in and out between the flowers, okay? So back to you there, Deirdre.
It's actually real dainty looking, I have to say, it's gorgeous.
This is really wedgy looking.
Okay, so we have our winners. Our winner on, oh God, which phone was which? The winner on Instagram is Olga Carters. You're the winner of the Cleanse Off Myth.
So send us your address and we'll stick it in the post to you, Olga.
And the winner on Facebook is Chloe Reid.
Okay, so Chloe, send us your address and we'll stick the skin nerd. We'll stick the Cleanse On Myth. We might stick Jennifer in the envelope as well. She's small enough. So we'll stick the Cleanse On Myth in the post to you there.
Laura O'Donnell wants to know, how long will the pumpkin stay fresh for?
About 10 days, 14 days. Just about, you know, that way. But the thing is, they're so cheap, Laura. Sure, like, you know what I mean? She could just throw it out. The birds love them. The chickens love them.
I give them out to my chickens, and they just eat the pulp out, the flesh out, the inside of them.
If you know anybody
so
with
even the
chickens,
sprayed ones, they don't eat the skin on them anyway. So, the chickens love them.
Imagine we'd be getting pink boiled eggs. So isn't the jip gorgeous going through this? Wouldn't this be lovely for a wedding as well, as a wedding table arrangement? Like when you think of the price of the pumpkins, I think now for these large ones we paid in the region €10.
About €10 each, yeah.
So where would you get a container for €10? You know, that way it's just amazing. We did buy a lot of them, so maybe he did a special deal with us, just in case you contact Dermot. He's in Rathbilly Garden Centre. I'm not sure if you will have to go down to him to get them. He happened to have a job in Dublin, and that's how Deirdre organised one of the Sunday mornings, and she met him, and that's how we got the pumpkins off him. But it'll be a nice drive. Well, if you're in Dublin, you're locked up, girls.
Locked up,
so you can't drive down. So, but maybe he might drive up to us. Now, I don't know whether they're supposed to be driving up to us either. But can you get the effect there of the jip going in and out through it?
So what I'm now doing, bit of a cop-on spot on this side,
a few over this side as well. So a cop-on spot is when you look at an arrangement and you see a gap or a hole in it, and you kind of say to yourself, Jesus, I wish you'd cop on and do something about it and stick something in that gap. You can't really explain it, and I know, like say, especially if there's somebody watching from a different country, you'd say, God, that's a real Irish thing, the cop-on spots. Because as kids, your mother would say to me, cop on and do something about that, and that's why I use the terminology, the cop-on spot. Now again, I have loads of jip here at the school, so I'm not kind of sparing it. But you could use extra foliage, you could, if you wanted to at home, instead of using all the jip that I'm using, and the foliage then would help to cover in any foam that's showing.
Somebody said she tagged somebody else in it. She said, "Oh my God, this would be gorgeous in yellows and oranges." If you look back in our videos, we done an orange one.
We done an orange one on Saturday night. We done a peach and rose gold one on Saturday night. All different styles. I've done them all different. And we also did a cerise pink one on Friday morning. So there we have a couple of the little pieces of jip going in and out through that. I used 5 stems in total.
Somebody says you're talking like a waterfall, whatever that means.
Okay, don't know what that means. Is that good or is that bad?
I don't know.
Let me know if that's good or that's bad, okay? So just in case anyone's trying to make a list of the recipe, what we're using: 10 stems of Lysianthus, 5 stems of jip, couple of sprigs of, I used a small leaf eucalyptus. Now also what we have is, we used these the other night as well, well different ones. These are the dried allium heads, okay? And Deirdre has just sprayed them pink. So these are the alliums gone to seed in the garden. We've loads that we have. And I used them the other night in kind of a rose gold. And I'm just using them as a texture, kind of into the arrangement. I just turn that around there. Isn't it gorgeous?
It's nice actually, yeah, it's gorgeous.
Again, you don't have to use them. It's just, I happen to have them. And again, it's just to kind of show you something different. So when I was spraying the pumpkin, I kind of had them kind of down on the floor as well. And you were kind of getting all the circular spray that I wasn't using. So there, just to kind of show you the couple of little allium heads, seed heads, kind of going in and out through that as well. And again, if you want to add in any other little extras, absolutely you could. As you can see a gap over here where you can do a little...
Look good, feel better. Is watching in, and they said it's beautiful.
Brilliant. Well,
Vanessa Doyle wants to know, how did we dry the alliums? I literally just hung them with a piece of twine in the garage. And that was it. I did nothing to them.
Yeah,
like,
they nearly dry in the ground.
They nearly dry in the ground. They do, yeah.
So just pick them. It's a bit too late now. You probably should have done that about...
It's actually time to plant them.
Right. So what you should do, Vanessa, is go and get some alliums and plant them
bulbs,
for next year, okay? And then you'll have them, as well as them being a fantastic looking flower in your garden, you can use them in your flower arrangements. I think Vanessa is on our Module 1, and in the tutorials at the end of Module 1 online program, I actually use alliums, so you'll see them used in that. And that's what they look like when they go to seed. And I used them sprayed gold the other night on the Saturday night one if you were tuned in, or
you can, and it's still there, you can go back and watch it. Yeah, absolutely.
So remember, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Again, if you do have any questions, post your questions in the comments below. We may have missed them because sometimes this is what happens during a live.
I see Chloe Reid is saying it's fab. Chloe, you were our winner, so make sure you drop us a PM or a DM.
So we had a couple of winners of the Skin Nerd Cleanse Off Mitts, so they're told to contact us and we'll stick that in the post. We never got to give away any of the autumnal prizes.
No, well, but actually, do you know what? Pick a number between 1 and 7.
Okay, I'm going to pick 5 because I always.
Okay, well, there's 7 people watching on YouTube, so I'm going to pick one of those. And
okay, so the 7 people watching on YouTube, well, the 7 people who commented. You see, you have to comment. That's the thing, okay?
So comment on YouTube.
Whoever was the 5th person, you're going to win an autumnal course actually. So Deirdre, how will you contact them? How will you know?
I'll reply under their comments.
Okay, so Deirdre will contact you and get you to messages, and we can get you signed up to that course. So our next live is going to be on Wednesday afternoon lunchtime, 1 o'clock. Join us, and we're going to do some autumnal door wreaths, okay? Using the
Talking of Christmas, our Christmas wreaths workshop is online.
And like, if you would like to join in and make something at home while I'm doing kind of like a class, and not obviously these ones here, but like for Christmas, that's what we have organised, is where I can post you out a kit. Absolutely everything will be in the kit. You need nothing. All you need is a table to put the box on and unload all the materials that be in the box, and then I'll give you a code where you can where you can log in, you can watch a step-by-step tutorial, you know, using all the materials that's in your box to make the wreath exactly what you will have in your box. But then we'll also have a free live class. Now most people will probably have their wreath made, but again, where I will come on live on Thursday night and a Friday night, and then everybody who bought the kits are more than welcome to join us for a free live class where I give them lots more information. Most of the kits are around €75 plus postage and packaging. As I said, that includes everything: luxury bowls, fruits, materials. What you do is, if you go to the website, and you can choose the colour wreath that you would like to do. So if you'd like to do a red one, a gold one, a champagne blush one, a fruity tutti one, they're all there on the website. You can pick whichever
at the moment.
At the moment, because The champagne blush one is and the tutti frutti definitely seem to be the popular ones, and they're the ones that's selling faster.
So, see you Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Don't forget to donate. So click the link above there, click the link below. Go in, donate. What was I worth? How much was this class worth? Was it worth the price of a cup of coffee, or maybe a sandwich? A sandwich and
A sandwich.
I'm thinking the coaches there. My husband, that's what he calls it, a sandwich. So listen, give us a donation. Let's build up a few bob for the look good, feel better. Thanks a million for joining. Really appreciate it.